Hey guys, this is Brandy and welcome back to Astro-Tarot Research. So I'm finally back from vacation. I decided let's just jump back into these readings. So today's reading is what a typical day in the life with you and your future spouse will be like. So I've seen questions revolving around what marriage life in general will be like. This is slightly more specific when we're doing a typical day. Not every day will be the same, but everyone has routines and patterns that they follow. And so this would be a typical day between you and your spouse. I think I said that enough, okay? So we have 6 piles for you guys to choose from. We have pile number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So choose a seashell. But before we get started, I do want to make an announcement that the announcement for the 2K giveaway winner will be on the 23rd of November. So be sure to enter it before then. I'll be making the announcement on my community post. Just to let you guys know, and I'll probably make it on Instagram as well, but I won't make a whole post about it. I'll just kind of put it in the comments along with some other information. So let's get started and let's jump into these readings, and I hope that you enjoy. Let's go. If you've chosen pile number 1, let's get started on your reading. We have the 2 of Swords, the 2 of Swords, okay, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Magician. Okay, so 2 of Swords. Obviously, we have from the After Tarot deck, we have 2 people here at a standstill. Well, versus the normal tarot deck, we have someone there by themselves trying to make a decision. So what it looks like here is that you guys will sort of be a very indecisive couple, not only just by yourselves, but individually. Like, what I mean by that is, let's say you guys want to go out to eat. It's more than likely you guys will find a hard time agreeing on which place to go. And what I mean by as an individual, you'll find a hard time sort of making a decision. I mean, like, let's say they have there's a gift you want to get them for their birthday or something like that. And I say gift because it's next to the 4 of Pentacles. It'll be more like you can't decide what to get them, or it'll be like maybe you see too many things that they want, or you don't see anything they don't want, and so you may decide not to get them anything and something like that. It's just like you both are sort of, I don't know what the word is. It's not like maybe concerned. I mean, it might be like you both are like really concerned what the other person in a way may think. And I say that because maybe you're like, how do I explain that? I say that because when you have someone who's like indecisive, in the sense that you guys will both be struggling to reach that compromise, it's more like you don't see their line of thinking. Like, it's not clear to them the things they like, the things they don't like, the things they believe, the things that they don't believe. There's a bit of not always telling your spouse what it is that's on your mind, okay? Like, we have the 2 of Swords twice. So that's mainly the main reason why it's hard for you guys to kind of get the full picture of who your spouse is, because there's not a strong sense of communication here. There's a lot of hiding from the truth. Now, obviously, anything can change, whatever. But I'm just going to read it how I say it. 2 of Swords is not really the card you want to get when it comes to having strong information. It really represents, burying your head in the sand, hiding away from the truth. It represents not being able to make a decision. It has to do with being stuck in confusion, having 2 different ways to go. It's like saying, like, being blinded by something, not really fully getting the full picture of something. It's like it's nothing about this indicates strong communication between you and your significant other. It's just like you guys will both hold back on what you have to say to each other. So it could be possibly that you just don't want to hurt the other person's feelings. It could just be like you may feel like they won't fully accept you if they really, really got to know the real you, because a lot of people will do that with people they're with. They may put on facades even until marriage or whatever, and they feel like they have to act a certain way within the marriage or relationship or whatever, or they won't be accepted. like this very like four of Pentacles is very closed off, and this card, when it comes to someone's actions, it has to do with them being very guarded in a sense. Like they don't want people to come in and take what they have, what they've worked hard for, and they feel like at any moment this will just kind of like the world could crumble at their feet, and they could be in a place where they don't want to be. Like they there's this strong fear of rejection here when it comes to the Four of Pentacles. Just same with the Two of Swords. It's like it has to do with not opening up completely, and same with the Four of Pentacles. That's mainly what these two cards have to do with each other. So basically what I'm trying to say is your typical day with your spouse, you guys will not fully be expressing exactly what it is that's on your mind all the time. You two will not want to hurt the other person, and you won't want the other person to hurt you. So you may not always express your opinions on things. You may not always express your thoughts on what you want to do. You may feel like you don't completely understand their reasoning for, you know, doing certain things, talking to certain people, using certain words. You guys may find issues compromising on like what do you want to watch on TV, or what do you want to eat for dinner, or who's going to do the dishes, like delegating chores and stuff like that. And then not only that, when we have the Four of Pentacles here, it's like you guys will not be spending a lot of money. So there isn't really a lot of energy of going out. It'd be like more shopping. But for the most part with the Four of Pentacles, everything is pretty routine. And likes to stay in its place. The only thing is that I think both of you will be kind of bored with the routine. It's just like you guys will not express it. Now this is obviously very early on in the marriage, because we end with the Magician, and the Magician would indicate that there is a strong growth in communication. It means that there will come a breaking point where you guys will feel the need to open up to each other, or you feel like things will be going nowhere. Like it'll just feel like, well, what are we even in this relationship for? Like it's not giving that sense of comfort or security or anything anymore. It's just kind of there. And so you guys will change, and you'll have strong communication. I say you're going to have strong communication because the Magician is ruled by Mercury. So once again, we have that air sign energy, that communication energy coming in. So it's like saying you guys will work on that. You'll spend more time trying to let down your guards with each other completely, and being more outspoken when it comes to what you desire, what you wish for. Hold on, guys. I just want to pull one more card. Give me 1 second. Cards are like all the way across the room. I don't know why I put them there. So we have the Page of Wands, which, yeah, it's just like at first, when we have the Page of Wands, that's like somebody comes stumbling in. They just kind of burst out and say exactly what they believe and what they have to say. So it looks like you guys may be holding them back on like your belief systems, because we have the fire signs, and fire signs can be very opinionated, and they're usually opinionated when it comes to having some sort of strong foundational belief system. When you say belief system, I mean it could be really anything. Like I can believe that aliens have taken over the earth, or I can believe that no all babies look alike, or something like that. It doesn't matter. Like I can believe any little thing, you know what I mean? I can believe that I'm a pterodactyl. I can believe that you know, people shouldn't have kids out of wedlock, or something like that. Whatever it is, it's going to be like you guys were holding back on that belief system. Towards you start working on that, and you start opening up to each other, it's going to come out like this crazy, like out of nowhere, not out of nowhere, but like impulsive. Like one of these days you guys are just going to kind of blow up, and not blow up in an angry sense. I mean, it's going to like feel outspoken. One of you are going to be more outspoken, and you're going to be like, whoa, like you really believe that? You think that? And then that's going to cause like these open lines of communication. So this is a very good reading. It's just that you guys are both kind of like either very shy at first, or you're just really concerned what the other person will think, or you guys kind of feel like you need to fit this certain role within a marriage, and so you're boxing yourself in. But that will be like the typical day. But then their typical day will shift, where now you guys are just kind of just saying whatever you think, and you're just communicating about every little thing. It may not need to be communicated or anything, but you guys will feel like you've been closed off for so long that you guys just want to talk about everything now. So it's going to shift. I don't know why like this came out as such like a strong reading. I was expecting something like very superficial, but this is just about growing as a person. And so you just guys will just start manifesting good energy into your lives. And we have this ending with this Six of Cups energy. So yeah, it's just kind of just saying hold on. I'm gonna pull one more card. Seven of Pentacles. Okay. So when this happens, this is going to be when someone starts to make more money, and you guys start to have kids, and that's when the communication line opens up. Like when there's more success, when there's less fear of rejection, and less fear of like actual maybe physical poverty or something like that. That's when you guys will get more comfortable. But it is a slow growth, because whenever we have the Seven of Pentacles, that's like someone who worked really hard for a period of time in order to get where they needed to get to. So it's like you guys will slowly open up to each other, and you'll slowly start to feel more comfortable. And then you'll really start thinking about your future, how you want it to be with each other. And you're like, well, do I want it to stay the same? And I think you both will realize, no, it's frustrating the way things are. Like, we can't live this way. It's agitating. It's like walking on eggshells all the time. And you guys will open up and become like this really great, comfortable, sharing, loving, caring, typical day-to-day relationship. So it's like you'll stick to the same sort of habits as before, in terms of like staying inside, like, because you guys aren't like a going out and going on adventures couple. You guys will be inside. You'll stick to the same kind of routine, but this time there'll be more communication between you on how you feel about things, what you think of things, etc. Da 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 da. That's okay. I think that's what I got for you guys. But yeah, it looks like in terms of like chores and stuff, that's going to be split down the middle, or like it'll be some weeks you do this thing and some weeks he or she does the other thing. Daily house chores like that. Spend most of your time at home. Most of the time very strict with how you spend money. Lines of communications aren't open at first, but then they start to open up as you guys get more settled into the marriage. And not only that, with the birth of children, you guys will feel the need, you really have to communicate. But for the most part, everything's, for the most part, your typical day is like really routine in terms of like getting up. I think you guys go to bed late. I can't tell if you guys get up early or not, but you will be going to bed late. Something tells me you guys will have like a garden to tend to, or if not a garden, you guys will have a good amount of conversation, like on a porch or something like that, like a porch, or like if you have some sort of like pond near you guys, or like a park, you'll have a lot of conversations there, a lot of strolls to the park. And it's mainly like you two in this hub. Like you guys don't spend a lot of time with friends and family. Like you guys will kind of be more huddled together, okay? Just like very connected in that sense. And yeah, that's really all I'm picking up for you guys. I'm trying to think. Yeah, in terms of just everything, it's mainly just split down the middle in terms of like cooking, cleaning, da da da. Like if you're concerned about that, it's just split. Though I think this person will pay most of the bills, if you're wondering. Alright, so that is all I have to for you, pile number one. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I hope that made sense for you. It does look like things will be interesting. I mean, it'll be very like, you know, tight at first, but then it just kind of opens up and becomes like really amazing. Um, I don't know how else to say it. It just changes. People change. Your typical days do change sometimes, and the whole vibration will change when it comes to like. I think this person will more than likely get a new job or get in a better position at their job. You guys will feel more secure. Like you don't have to hustle as much, or you guys don't have to stress as much about like money. And then it's like you guys just bloom and open up, or it could just also mean and or you know what I mean. Somebody becomes pregnant or somebody adopts a child or something like that, and then that causes you guys to have to communicate about the child, and then you guys communicate about everything. All right, so that is all I have for you, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you. Okay, pile number 2, let's get started on your reading. Pile number 1 was so long, like I would have had to explain so much. Okay, so typical day between you and your spouse. You have the 4 of not 4, excuse me guys, 7 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, King of Cups, 4 of Cups. Okay, so like you guys know, whatever messages I get is whatever messages I get. So if you don't like what you have to hear, just pick another pile, or you know, do whatever that it is that you need to do. Okay, so when it comes to a typical day between you and your spouse, it looks like there's going to be a good amount of not seeing eye to eye, kind of arguing. It's funny because first pile was kind of like that too, but they weren't like really arguing. They just more passive aggressive or something like that. This is more straight up just like arguing, okay? Getting that energy out there. And I think this is crazy. Why are these readings so, you know, whatever. I think I need to clarify that. I think I need to clarify that because it can really have 2 different meanings. And I don't want to make sure that I interpret that right. Okay, so it's a lot of just arguing about money or like of finances. I don't know who the King of Pentacles is, whether that's you or your spouse, but it does look like that you guys will have some really tough financial hardships, okay, that you guys go through throughout the period of your marriage. So it's like a lot of feeling like you can't really get everything that you want. And I think it's more want than need. I think you guys will have pretty much everything you need. It's just more like certain things that you want to get. Like let's say you want a expensive new dress or something like that, then it would like cause like this whole sort of like argument, discussion on how you can't spend money on that. We need to save for this, or we need to do that. We don't have the money, we don't have the budget, whatever. So it'll cause like a lot of like a lot of disputes and stuff like that. But when we have the King of Pentacles, and you can even see these 2 people on the card, it really won't matter because you guys will stick with each other through thick and thin. This is just like with money, without, rich or poor, like you guys are just kind of there for each other. This is like a ride or die sort of pile. Like nobody, like I wouldn't say nobody cares. You guys will both care about the situation financially, but it will just kind of be like, well, this is what we have to deal with, and we have each other. Okay, so you have the King of Cups, which would indicate you have a very sort of like kissing, hugging, touching. Ooh, my nail fell off. Oh my god. I would say you have a very like kissing, loving, hugging, touching, whatever, like very emotional, romantic sort of spouse. So it's like you guys will be giving each other more like emotional support than financial support. So you can expect like a lot of compliments routinely on a daily basis. You can expect to be like treated with kind of like, if this person is more masculine energy, they'll probably like give you like flowers and stuff quite regularly, like give you like little gifts, like obviously nothing expensive because this person's like very like financially minded, and it doesn't look like you guys will have a lot of money, or at least if you guys do, this person will treat it like you guys don't, okay? Like, whereas I don't know what kind of background they come from, but maybe they come from a background they didn't have much, and so they're still kind of stuck in that mindset where they have to save and every little thing and etc. Whatever. So what's happening here is when we have the King of Cups, it's kind of like saying that this person will show their appreciation to you on a regular basis. You may not always see it because we have like this 4 of Cups here. So sometimes the things they may do for you will not go noticed by you. Like let's say you were like, oh my god, it's so dark in here, like I can't like on our room, I can't stand this kind of lighting, etc. Da, da, da. This person may just kind of just change the light bulbs in your room, or change the lamp, or change something to make things brighter without you even noticing. Or you won't notice till like months later, and you're like, wow, it is kind of brighter in here, like I didn't even notice. Like they'll do like little things like that where where you won't even notice, and they won't say anything about it, because they're not the kind of person who's going to be like, well, look what I did for you and blah blah blah, and hell, this, like, no, that's not the kind of person you get. They're just going to do it, as long as it's not too inexpensive or whatever like that. I won't lie, this it does not seem like, it's weird because I don't think this person is like broke, because we have the King of Pentacles, and that's not a card that you get when people are just like got no money or nothing. It's more like this person is like just very stingy with it, and they don't like spending a whole bunch. So throughout your marriage, like, you guys are going to, the typical day is going to be like kind of arguing what to spend money on, um and how much is being spent and whatever, etc. Because this person is more like long-term focused, and so the little things like that, like going to see a movie and stuff like that, they're like, well, how much does that cost? And like they don't think about the fact that like you got to sort of enjoy in the moment as well. But they are a very thoughtful person in terms of, they will want to make you happy. So if they see that you guys are unhappy with how things are, then they will do what they can in order to make you happy. So they're stingy, but they're very nice, and they will try to their best to make you happy, because like that's what the Four of Cups here is. It's saying like, oh, you're not satisfied, well, here's something I have for you. And you may be like, this is not what I want, this is not something I need, or you may just not even notice it, but it is something that they're doing in order to bring happiness and light into the marriage. Okay, now, this also would sort of indicate that there will be a good amount of times where this person's kindness will not be completely noticed or like appreciated. Maybe because they do it so often. It's quite, like if someone, how do I explain this? A lot of times when we have something happen to us quite often, like let's say every day I came home from work and I don't know, and someone gave me $1. I don't know, some bizarre reason. I have a roommate, and that roommate gives me $1 every day when I come home. I don't know, whatever. I'm just giving some weird example. But when it first happens, I'm like, oh my God, $1 a day? Like, this is great. This is incredible. And then it gets to the point where I expect it. I expect that $1 a day, okay? I expect to come home and have that $1 a day. And then it gets to the point when it's just like, okay, like whatever. I always get $1 a day. When am I going to get $5? When am I going to get $2? Like, it's kind of just like whatever this person does, like, because they do it so often, they're so complimentary, they're so kind, they're so sweet, that it will become like, it won't be always appreciated. I'll say I won't always be appreciated. Obviously, they do have the Four of Cups, and there's some acknowledgement that things are good. This person is doing things to satisfy you emotionally, but it's just not going to be appreciated all the time. It doesn't matter. This does seem like a very good marriage, because we do have, they don't want you to be like uncomfortable, so they want you to have everything you need. It's just when they see the things that you maybe want or desire, they may not see the value in them, because when we have the Five of Pentacles, it's like it has to do with a lack of value. Okay, so if you say, oh, I want to try this new veggie burger, then be like, at this restaurant, they'd be like, I don't really see the point of that. Like, they don't understand they may not understand the value of that and the importance of that. Okay, that obviously will grow and change in time, more than likely. Let's pull one kind of card. Yep, we have the Fool. So it's pretty much similar. The typical day will change. Well, then they'll gain new perspective and insight, and sort of understand and recognize that just because they don't see the value of something doesn't mean it's not valuable or it's not important to you. What they do, they'll acknowledge, and they'll kind of see like the dissatisfaction in you, and they are going to change their behavior. And you guys will also a little bit further into the marriage will begin traveling more. Okay, so before it's like kind of So to recap, before it's kind of like stingy, staying in one place. Person doesn't understand why, you know, you got to spend a lot of money on this, or you got to do this, or you got to maybe maybe they, you know, in the beginning they're a little bit cheap. They'll see that them being cheap and like not doing everything is not making you very happy, and then they'll change that behavior, and then they'll start to kind of try to gain insight and perspective, and they'll want to go a lot of places with you and do a lot of things. And this person is also going to spend a good amount of time for you, because you see, you have the Fool and you have the Dog. So this person, like I said, this person is there through thick and thin. It really doesn't matter. This person is very loyal, and so you don't even have to worry about them kind of stepping out the marriage. That is not this person at all. They're like, I'm by your side no matter what. No matter if you're hanging off the cliff or if you're, you know, out in the cold. They're like, so a typical day, this person will spend a good amount of time with you, very complimentary towards you, and then towards, you know, later in the marriage, they're going to change and try to do more things and be more lenient on their finances. They're going to realize that they can't continue to act that way. Okay? And that's all I have for you, pile number 2. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And that is all. Alright, pile number 3. If you've chosen this seashell, let's get started on your reading. We have the Moon, the Knight of Cups, the World, and Temperance. See, what I'm noticing about these piles is like, it doesn't seem like there's like one sort of typical day or vibration. It looks like things change over time, which is pretty much mirroring reality, right? So like you have one typical day, like let's say you're married for like 30 years. Maybe you guys have a typical sort of pattern for like the first 5 years, and then you guys have kids, and then another typical day comes in, and you know, et cetera, job changes and whatever. So I begun this reading thinking I was going to read one way, but it looks like I'm going to have to just read like 2 separate ways, which is what I've been doing for both piles, and this one is very clear to me. When we have the Moon here and we have the Knight of Cups, we have a lack of consistency, because the Moon is about ties and phases, and the Knight of Cups is someone who is learning and growing and doesn't have complete control over their emotions. They're very fickle, okay? They're on, they're off, they're on, they're off, okay? So what this is just saying to me is that you guys won't really have a typical sort of day. Like you guys will experience various different ups and downs and crazy periods, and like life will change. I'm not going to say suddenly, but it will change enough that the typical day pattern does not suit you guys, okay? When we have the World here and Temperance, whenever I have Temperance, it represents sort of, I don't know why, but it represents a body of water. And when we have the World, we have represent travel. So there's going to be a lot of like overseas traveling within your marriage. It's going to be very typical for you guys. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a typical day, but I mean, because who travels overseas every single day? But like, it does seem that it will be happening frequent enough that it's in this, it's appeared in this reading, okay? Not only that, when we have Knight of Cups, we have someone who travels. Usually Cups and Knights and Pages tend to travel quite a bit. Knight of Cups usually travels within a city. So more than likely, I don't even know how to explain that. Maybe you guys just travel between 2 countries that may have like a body of water between them or something like that. I don't know. Whatever it is, or maybe like over a bridge between 2 countries that has like a body of water in between them. It's there's a few countries like that. I don't think the US is like that with Canada or Mexico like that, but it's just like going back and forth. Like if I guess I could go back and forth between like Florida and you know, I don't know, Cuba, Puerto Rico, whatever, and I can take a flight back and forth between those 2, okay? I'm sure that's somebody's job. Like if I think of what was when we had Pablo Escobar, and how he probably had people who sold drugs and traveled back and forth between Florida and Colombia, you know what I mean? I don't know why I said Colombia like that, but like, and we had them just travel back and forth, and that's part of their job. I mean, not saying your husband selling drugs or wife selling drugs like that. I mean, they could be, but like, that's wild. Okay, I mean, it would fit. The Moon is in there, so it's kind of like under the secret covers of the night. So, sorry if I hit the camera, guys. I'm cracking myself up. I'm a regular comedian over here. Anyway, so what we have here is like you guys won't have like a normal typical everyday pattern. There's a lot of like traveling back and forth. There's a lot of like keeping the romance fresh going on. It's weird because it was like pile number 2 is similar to that, except for that person was more like giving compliments and doing small things for them. This is like a little bit more extravagant because we have the Knight of Cups, and the Knight of Cups is all like super Hollywood and with it, and the World card, and it's kind of can be over the top sometimes and a lot. Like I'll give an example because I don't want to. I guess I'll have to give a personal example since I don't want to use anyone else's life. But I will. I got the World card recently describing someone else's like sort of personality, and they had like this huge, big personality. It was just like over the top. I was like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen a person like this. They're so crazy, outspoken, so like in your face. Like you can't miss their personality. It's just like the world, you know what I mean? It's so big. So that's kind of like the Knight of Cups here. They're gonna make sure that they do things to you on a regular basis. Do things to you. I mean, my goodness. I mean, do things for you on a regular basis that you find very exciting and very romantic and very enchanting. It's just gonna feel like this crazy whirlwind of romance and creativity coming from this person. This also would be a great pile if it has to do with connecting to some sort of artistic craft. There's a lot of inspiration within this, and I don't know if you guys are particularly artistic or maybe within the marriage you guys will start to find yourselves devoting yourself more to art as well. Then it's like you and your spouse will sort of work together in terms of creating something beautiful. Okay, now when we have Temperance here, it does seem like despite all the crazy happenings and the big surprises and the romance, and you guys will both have a very like sort of calm, relaxed demeanor. It's a very laid back sort of marriage couple. Okay, you guys know how to sit back and relax. So it may be like surprises like, oh, let's go to the beach, and you guys just find yourself traveling to the beach and you just laying on the beach and chilling. Okay, it's not like super crazy upbeat, let's go roller skating, let's go rock climbing. This is more like, let's go to a vineyard, or let's feed each other grapes or something like that. It's just like nice surprises that are very more relaxed and very more slow paced. Okay, when we have the Knight of Cups here again, I do want to say that it can indicate some moodiness, especially next to the moon. So I don't know if you or your spouse will be kind of moody and flip the switch. It doesn't seem like it's going to be anything that really bothers either one of you. I think you guys would just find it like excitement. Like it'll feel like, oh, you want to go karting today? Let's go karting. Oh, you want to go laser tag? Let's go to laser tag. Like you guys are both very chill, and you'll be like, let's go with the flow. Let's just see how things go. Let's just keep things fresh and exciting. That's what you guys are. You like keep things fresh and exciting couple. When it comes to Temperance and the World, you guys are going to find yourself making a great deal of compromises on a regular basis. There's going to be a lot of things that you want to do that may not align with what this person will want to do, but you guys will kind of find it, I don't know, something about this, you guys just find it really easy to navigate all the ups and downs that will hit you. Okay. Also, when we have the Moon card, it can be representative of someone's mother. So I don't know, sometimes people just have to live with their moms, or it depends on their culture too, where people, I guess in the US it also depends. Like some people move in with their families and like their whole families after marriage and etc. like that. But I think in typical media in America, most people move out. Though I have met lots of people who move in with their family. I don't know. It just depends on your cultural background. So whatever your culture, I just want to mention that it is possible that you will be living with either your mom or their mom, or like other family members will be at least close by or near, because the moon does represent home and family. And it also is, I believe, remnants of Pisces, which kind of clarifies to me more of the World card. And it also, very interesting. Just because Pisces has to do with traveling to worlds unknown and imagination and, art. So it's pretty much clarifying pretty much everything that I already said before. Another thing is there's a lot of these cards would indicate drinking, which would be like whether that's wine, alcohol, whatever. I only mention that because we have the moon associated with Pisces. Pisces has to do with like substances and being like out there and like escaping your physical body, escaping that reality, that foundation into the real world, along with temperance, which can represent alchemy. And alchemy has to do with like elixirs as well. Not, I mean, it doesn't have to do with that all the time, but I mean, it can do with elixirs and taking part of some sort of potion formula, which would be symbolic of something like that. So there's people who drink wine every day. So, I mean, if you like to drink wine every day or frequently or whatever, scotch, so I know people who have a scotch every other day or something like that. If that's what you want to do, then that's what's very indicative within your marriage. And not only that, because we have Pisces and the world, the moon card and the world, it does kind of indicate you guys will do a lot of interacting with people of foreign nature, foreign cultures. So I don't know what kind of neighborhood you guys will live in, but it'll be very diverse, and you guys will be very interactive and ingrained within the neighborhood. Not only that, we have temperance, which is symbolic of Sagittarius, and Sagittarius has to do with travels and foreigners as well. Not only that, but there is a sense of learning every single day and growing with you two guys. This is a very positive pile. Sagittarius energy has to do with having a strong sort of belief system, and not only that, but taking on and learning about different cultures in order to expand your mind and refine your own personal beliefs. You know, the more you know, the more sort of person you know that you want to become, and the person you want to believe, and the better understanding you have with others. Okay, that's the main thing I get with these piles. Like, you guys have a deep understanding of what it is to maybe not agree with everything everyone's saying all the time, and so you guys will take that into account and realize, hey, you guys will be like, I know we can't agree on everything. And I know we have differences based on our lives or childhoods, you know, it's perspectives. But you guys will be willing to make that middle ground. You guys won't get upset about it when you guys find yourselves not seeing eye to eye. For you guys, it would just be normal. And you're just like, whatever, well, we'll just kind of deal with it and we'll roll with the punches. It's a very mature sort of attitude that you guys have towards just pretty much everything. I mean, I don't know how much there is to say here, but it does look like touch with your spirituality, be very romantic together. A lot of twists and turns within this, possibly living with family members. Yeah, it's just like you both kind of share your opinions and thoughts on a normal basis. A lot of reading, etc. I mean, there's really nothing else to say. Possibly one of you guys will be a published author or just publish something. That's just what I get from this. And I will see, this is a very interesting pile. A very explorative pile. So that's all I have for you, pile number 3. I've said that like 3 times, but feel free to like, comment, subscribe. And don't forget to follow me at Astro_Tarot Research on Instagram. And also don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Okay? Thank you. Bye. Pile number 4. Sorry for any noise in the background, but let's get started on your reading. If you've chosen this shell, let's get going. So this is what everyday sort of marriage life will be like for you. We have the 10 of Cups. We have the 4 of Swords. We have the 6 of Swords. And, we have the Page of Swords. A lot of swords. Okay, so we already know that there's going to be tons and tons of communication, which certain piles did not actually have that same sort of reading. It's so funny because doing this, when I first started thinking about doing this reading, I thought it would be like more like literal, like sort of everyday, like, oh, we're gonna go to the movies, or we have this routine of like going to da 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 da. But tarot is obviously deciding to get a little bit deeper here, and for some strange reason I've chosen the wrong deck for this. I needed a more like silly, playful deck, but I guess I wanted, you know, sort of everyday happenings, like day to day, getting coffee, etc. But what it's basically saying, it's pretty much every day is going to be a really good, happy, fun sort of day for you guys. The Ten of Cups here, that represents like the ultimate sort of emotional fulfillment. Then we have the Four of Swords, so it's very relaxed and peaceful, quiet sort of home environment. When we have the Six of Swords here, because we have the two following cards like being so like positive and representative of being like relaxed and having some peace of mind. What this to me means is more than likely you guys are just going to sort of travel or go places a lot. It doesn't necessarily mean that there will be an aspect to this relationship which will be like more homebodies, but with the Six of Swords there, that definitely just means that you guys will be going different places and seeing different things, possibly even further on in the marriage, because what I'm noticing is usually the first two piles will represent like the first, sorry my camera cut off, but this being more so of the later stages when we mean like however long that is. So we have you guys spending more time at home early on, and then towards later, maybe retirement, you guys will do more traveling and stuff, especially when we have the Page of Swords. It doesn't look like it's going to be far. It's going to be, seems like it's going to be more like in the country rather than like overseas or anything like that, or at least on the same sort of continent that you guys will be sort of going to. And then when we have the Page of Swords, it sort of represents like you guys not being annoyed to be talking about like small things, like, or saying things like, how was your day, how did work go? Like you guys will do that pretty repetitively. Like that's a common thing that you guys will do day to day. Just very consistent about that, as well as like, oh, how's your brother doing, how's your sister doing, etc. like that. You guys will definitely keep the sort of like small talk thing going for you. Like I see in you guys' marriage, it's like every small little thing is like you will read into it and you'll be able to help you like understand each other more and communicate more. Like that's why you guys do it, and that's why you guys will enjoy it, because Page of Swords, whose swords love those little sort of conversations. They love those light topics. They love like celebrity news. They love anything to do with like current events, trends. So you guys will be like more up to date on certain things, like latest restaurants, latest music, you know, artists and stuff, new fads. Like you guys will be pretty much in the know with that, just because we have the Page of Swords, which is a very young card. So that means you guys have a lot of young energy, young conversations. It also can be representative of just like being very like communicative with children, if you have children, especially with the Page of Swords here. But yeah, with a lot of swords here, that definitely kind of indicates things such as like compromise, because we have Libra being a air energy card, and it is what you would like sort of embodied by like swords. Normally I don't think of Libra that way, though I should, because it does represent sort of being able to reach a balance between people, and the only way really to do that is through communication. And then we have Aquarius, which is more like social awareness. So I don't think that's going to be to that scale. What I'm getting here is more Gemini energy, and I say Gemini energy just because we have that Page of Swords, which is like the first sword sign here, and the Four of Swords would be less about communicating and more about sort of taking the time to reflect for yourself and being in your own sort of self-awareness. I don't know how else to explain that. In your own mental thoughts, which is sort of I guess it's sort of like Libra and Gemini. It's definitely not Aquarius, but there is that reflective aspect to it, which I think is more, it's more towards Gemini here, because when we have Gemini, it's the first beginning stages, and normally when you first begin something, you start to think about it, and when you start to think about something, you're not really, you may or may not bounce ideas off of someone else, but it's like you will want to formulate the full thought for yourself here, which is like the Four of Swords energy. Okay, it's like taking that time to really think, rest, think to yourself, and being like, okay, I'm going to be in this sort of element now. So what I mean, so when I bring up Gemini, basically all I'm saying is it's just a lot of like short distance traveling, running a lot of errands for each other, or yeah, mainly for each other, for the rest of the family as well. It's morely like taking time to read at home or invest yourself in some kind of show or something like that, or having that downtime or game or whatever. It has to do with media consumption in general. Like, remember how I said you guys have that very young energy? So it's just about learning new things through media or any form of media, podcasts, whatever, radio. There's just a lot of that going on within the home environment. It would be like music playing throughout the house. It would be like having shelves and shelves of books. It would be like, oh, someone taking time to write something. It would be like, you know, making a lot of different phone calls. It's just a lot of verbal communicative activity going on. Okay, it's like nonstop with all this air going here. And in particular, Gemini also represents a change of pace, because in a way it's like the higher version of the 8th house. So if you know anything about astrology, the 8th house represents sudden changes. So that really makes a lot of sense when it comes to this 6 of Swords here, where you suddenly have to find yourself moving at a different pace. This person is going from rocky waters to like moving on to like a smoother environment, a pace environment that's just less chaotic and less crazy. It's things are still rough and they're still on their journey, but they are moving towards that. So you can expect that a lot of like little mishaps to go wrong, and maybe not wrong is the right word for it, but to go in a different direction than you expect to go. Think in terms of like Mercury retrograde energy, okay? If you're thinking about that, think of things like you think something's going to go one way, but then it ends up going another way. So that's very like Gemini energy, which is why they also call it well, there's 2 reasons they kind of call it the twins. The twins is like they're very skilled, so it seems like there's more than one person. But in this instance, it's more like saying there's like 2 different vibrations, 2 different energies going on. So one day is like this person's in this mood, and the next day they're in that mood, okay? One day you guys are, you know, really being organized, doing laundry, renovating the house, and the next day you guys have tons and tons of boxes and they're just lying around and nobody wants to do anything. You know what I mean? It's just having things to do, every single thing. Always something to learn, always someplace to go, always something new to talk about, which with you guys, like, communication would be huge, okay? Always something new to talk about, always having the latest gossip when it comes to like friends, family members. You guys will end up talking about other people a lot, not in a bad way. It's just updates in general, and a lot of packages being delivered in and out the home. And there's also the indication that you guys will move several times throughout your time together, okay? I think that's all I have for you guys. Like, it's just a very, just think of the energy of Gemini, okay? And that's like really embodies your marriage there, okay? It's just like your day-to-day is going to have to do with running errands together, having that, you know, a lot of texting back and forth, a lot of calling, a lot of talking, saying, hey, have you heard this song? Hey, have you seen this movie? Hey, have you heard of this show? Hey, did you know this actor got divorced? Like, stuff like that. Like, it's just going to be like a regular thing for you guys. But there's no really consistency when it comes to like, oh, what do you want to eat? Or there's no consistency when it comes to things like oh, every day we sit on the couch or something like that. Like, it may be like that for a month, but then you guys will switch and it'll be like, oh, okay, we sit in the bed and watch TV. Or it'll switch to like, now we do this in the dining room. Or like, it's just that's Gemini energy. It has to move. It has to go at different pace. It has to switch things up. It just needs to try new things and be within that young energy, okay? So that is all I have for you, pile number 4. I hope that makes sense, and feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me at Astro_Tarot Research on Instagram. And don't forget the 2K giveaway. And subscribe. All right, thanks. Bye. Pile number 5, let's get started on your reading on what your daily marriage life will be like. So we have part number 1, which is Temperance. I think we had that for another pile as well. We have 9 of Swords. We have 10 of Cups. We had that last pile as well. And we had this 9 of Cups. Okay, so oh, we have 2 9s. Okay, interesting. 2 9s, 14, that's 5, 10, that's 1. Okay, so when we have 2 9s here, it does indicate like a huge change. And 9s, at least numerology wise, are about endings and about sort of cutting out a period of your life and things that like no longer serve you. 9 energy also has to do with compassion and caring for other people, as well as some sort of mental, spiritual awareness and being beyond like the physical plane. Okay, so it's a sort of heavy energy, but really when we have the 9 of swords here, it's just a lot of worries and a lot of concerns about everything being balanced, like everything being fair for everyone, like trying to make sure that you do the things that you love doing and making sure that your partner does the things that they love doing as well. So for some reason that's going to stress you out in the beginning stages of the marriage, but then I mean it kind of just falls into place and it just comes naturally. So when we have this 9 of cups, and it's kind of like giving in to being self-indulgent, but it could be in a negative way. I don't think it is, because it's next to the 10 of cups. So it's just more of like just making sure that everyone is happy and fulfilled. Okay, everyone in the family is happy and fulfilled. And like I said, at first it's going to stress you out, but once you guys get into a rhythm and you get into a pattern, it's just kind of like going to come naturally that everyone's going to seem to sort of gravitate to very similar interests or similar things. Like it's like you guys will realize being together is like more important for you guys, or you just will end up just liking the same sort of activities, which could be like if you guys both like sports, and you both like going to see sports, then you guys will end up doing that. Or if you both like cooking, you both take cooking classes or something like that. It's just like having similar interests or similar sort of excitement surrounding things. Or like eventually with Temperance here, sometimes people can pick up on each other's like interests and hobbies, and things can like grow as well. So let's say you were never into basket weaving or something like that, and your partner was, and all of a sudden you're just doing it just to, you know, do it and be a part of something that they're doing, and then you're both basket weaving and you both end up enjoying basket weaving. I don't know why I chose that example, but like that could really apply to anything. It's going to be something similar to that, where you both will start off and it'll seem like you like one thing and this person other likes another thing, but then you guys like come together and it realize that you both end up sort of liking the thing that the other person sort of likes. So that's like a normal thing. Like you both will, okay, sorry for that interruption, pile number 5. So it's like you both will start off and sort of realize that you both will end up liking similar things the more that you guys, the more you spend time together. Like I said, in the beginning, for some reason, it will stress you out. Like you'll feel like, oh no, like how are we going to be able to balance both of our interests? How are we going to be able to balance both of our time? Not only that, sometimes it could be time as well. Whereas some person, let's say one person works a night shift and one other person works a day shift, and so you guys end up being like ships in the night, and it becomes stressful, and it's just like, oh, we never get to spend enough time together. But eventually that finds its way to balance itself out. I just got to pull one more card for you guys, because this is just like a little bit strange for me. Not strange in a bad way, but like strange in a good way. Sorry, my cards are like across the room. I don't know why I did that this time, but we have the Page of Pentacles. So it pretty much was exactly what I said when it has to do with more practical events, and more so than, you know, finding a balance between like emotional needs or anything like physical like that. It's not really like that. It's just basically saying that you guys will like to do different things. You just will both have different hobbies and different interests, and you'll have to find a way to compromise those things while you guys come together. Maybe you both like different TV shows that you watch. Maybe you both like different foods, which is very possible with the Page of Pentacles, and so you find it hard to like agree on like a restaurant you may want to go to. Or maybe you both just end up having, I don't know, a different sense of style in terms of like some people like winter, and so when they go on vacation they may like want to go skiing or something like that, whereas some people may like warm weather, so they may want to go to like a beach or something on vacation. So for you guys, it's more like balancing those sort of interests and kind of choosing between the two, or finding like a balance in between, which is going to be something you guys do throughout the marriage through any little things, okay? Maybe one person, you both like sleeping on the right side of the bed, so you find a compromise with that. Maybe you guys rotate that every month. I don't know. Some people are quirky like that, okay? But it really just has to do with that. But like I said, once you guys get into the pattern and figure things out and what works for you guys and what doesn't work, it's like every day is going to be very pleasant and very positive and just like very fulfilling. And you guys are going to end up being one of those people who spend a good amount of time together. It's just like a very happy, wonderful pile. And it's like you kind of look forward to seeing each other every day, because you kind of feel like this is just a dream come true. Because when we have the Nine of Cups, sorry, not wands, Nine of Cups, it's like saying I have everything I want, everything I need. I have this like very strong emotional fulfillment, okay? It's like everything you could have hoped for, okay? I don't know what else to say. Like, you guys will be, I don't know if someone's going to be like a chef or something like that, but someone's going to be like really good at cooking here. This is like we're eating home cooked meals kind of every day. And this is not like I go out to eat or anything like that. This is also like a pile that has to do kind of with being, what's the word I want to be, laid back, okay? Like this isn't very active energy. Okay, sorry guys, I keep getting a billion interruptions, but this is mainly to say that you guys won't be the type of people who will be very physically active, in the sense nothing in these cards would indicate sort of being high energy. This also would sort of indicate more late risers, more like let's sleep in during the afternoons, the weekends or whatever. And to some degree and aspect, I think somebody is going to end up working from home, or at least have some sort of side business at home. And it's just very like a happy, positive energy. It's like every day you guys will find each other to make each other laugh and smile. There's just a lot of laughing and happiness and excitement going on. It's like every day, like you guys will wake up together, go to sleep together. Granted, I gave like the different example with the different shifts. I don't think that's going to be the case. I just trying to give an example of like how you guys would have to formulate a compromise. That I don't think that's actually going to happen with you guys. I think it'll be more practical things rather than like a time thing. But it's just like every single day, like you guys will be the type of people who will spend like every waking moment, like any moment possible you can spend together, you'll spend together. Especially, and this is like to going till old age. Like I don't see this changing. We have the Queen of Wands, and we have the Six of Pentacles. So not Six of Pentacles, the Six of Wands. So it's just kind of just saying like you get like everything that you possibly want. Especially the more feminine energy in the relationship, that person is going to be very, very excited and very, very happy, and feel very proud of their marriage and their partner. They're going to feel like they hit the jackpot with this person, and this person just makes them very happy and excited to, you know, be alive like every day, okay? I don't know how else to explain that other than this person just going to bring smiles upon your face. Very sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like feeling like this person appreciates your beauty in and out, no matter what, good and bad, sunshine, rain, sleep, whatever. This person just thinks you're wonderful. So that's what you're pretty much going to feel throughout your marriage every day. That's like a regular occurrence. So lots of, similar to, I think it was either pile 1 or pile 2, lots of compliments from your spouse every day about like, oh, you look nice today, da 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 da, you look great today, blah blah blah, like every single day. Like it's non-stop, and they're always trying to do things for you. Granted, I think for you, since you have that Queen of Wands energy, you're a little bit more independent and you'll probably do it yourself, but if you ever ask, they'll be there for you. And they're here to sort of listen to any sort of frustrations that you may feel like you have. And it's just kind of like I don't know, it's just a good vibe. I don't know how else to say. Like, it's just a good energy, good vibe. But yeah, like I was saying, everything's just going to be very upbeat. And I'm sorry for like 1,000,000,001 interruptions, pile number 5. I hope you can forgive me for all the chaos that was going on. I'll probably cut this in a way so that it's not too strange, but I just gotta apologize for any of that nonsense. I can't control if people kind of come in and out and make a lot of noise here. As you guys know, I have in the process of moving again, so I had to move and then move. Now I'm going to move again, and this is a temporary situation. So hopefully I can find a different place. So thank you guys, and I will see you next time. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to follow me at Astro_Tarot Research. And don't forget to enter the 2K giveaway. Winner will be announced on the 23rd. Well, thank you. Bye. If you've chosen the last pile, then let's get started on your reading on what your everyday sort of marriage life will be like. All right, so we have the Six of Swords. Oh my goodness, we had this for another one too. The Emperor, the Ace of Cups, and the Page of Wands. These nails are getting on my nerves. They're so hard to navigate. So we know right away that I think if you guys, whoever is the more masculine energy is going to be, this person's going to travel quite a bit, okay? So every day you can expect, not every day, but a typical sort of environment for you guys will be one where this person is traveling quite a bit, okay? It is possible that they will manage to take you with them sometimes, because we do have this other person on the land and this person's like kind of following right after them. So sometimes you will be able to come with them, but it's not going to be like all the time. Now these are very short trips because we have the Page of Wands, but this will be very consistent with whatever they is that they do. Their job is just going to have them travel, okay? Most of the couples I think have been pretty much together, but this pile in particular, you guys will spend a little bit more time apart than the rest. Doesn't matter, this is a very loving relationship. This person will be more structured and disciplined, so they're going to be very particular on how they sort of want things. I don't believe that this could be you actually, but I don't believe it is. I think this is more your spouse energy. When we have the Emperor here, that's someone who kind of sits on the throne and they kind of feel like, you know, it's their way or the highway, which I don't think is going to be really an issue for you, because the next card is the Ace of Cups. So it just seems like that you guys will generally just kind of agree with how things should be sort of run in a home environment, or agree within how things should be done in the living situation or at home. Like maybe you guys agree on like what color the walls would be, how the furniture should be, you know, when's a good time to eat, when's the time to like go out, when's the time to clean, whatever. Like you just would just generally agree on those things. But I think this person is more like a initiator of whatever is going on. When we have the Page of Wands here, however, it can indicate some impatience when it comes to, I believe, waiting for this person to return. It just kind of feels sometimes that, well, it's just more like this, it's more like lonely, because when we have like this Page of Wands being frustrated and feeling like they can't fully, I don't know how to explain the Page of Wands. Like when they can't fully express themselves, or like within the marriage, meaning like they probably just, they're probably just not really around. But we can clarify that, and let's not make some assumptions in tarot. Let's just see what's really happening, okay? We have Strength. So yeah, it's just about patience, which would be like you indicating waiting for them to like sort of come back, okay? So that's really pretty much what I thought it was going to be. Do you just having to wait and just being frustrated that they're not like sort of around to maybe either help you with things, or just make you feel more comfortable, or make a home feel like a home, okay? Because sometimes you just be like, hey, I'm just wandering around this home like with them not there, okay? Not negative, like I said, this is not throughout the entire marriage. I don't see that, okay? But let's clarify to make sure. We have the Seven of Swords, and we have the Nine of Wands. Okay, so it might be consistent that you do often spend more time apart. I think it's just their job. I mean, they just have a sort of job that requires them to move about, and it does look like they're going to have this job for a long time. So that's, I mean, the positive is they're going to be employed, okay? Okay, so that's a good thing. And then they're going to make you laugh a lot, because we have the Page of Wands here. So this person's very playful. This kind of person who would like probably tell like dad jokes or something like that. Like that's what you get with like the Page of Wands, or like silly jokes that you just like would expect. What are those like There used to be like popsicle sticks and they would have like jokes on them. They kind of reminds me of that kind of like silly sort of sense of humor there going on there. And when we have the Seven of Swords, we do have someone who can be sort of private sometimes. I don't think this person is particularly trying to hide anything. It's just that they are very independent and used to their privacy. But we can see what they're trying to hide over here. We got the Eight of Cups in the World. I think that this person really, really likes traveling the world, okay? Like, they really love it. They love going out. They love their job. They love that it's like takes them everywhere they want to go. And I think what they're hiding is more like their feelings for it, because they know in the future it might upset you, and so they don't want to make it seem like they enjoy it so much. And so that's really the only thing that they have to hide. But overall, this is a very like positive sort of spread here. Like, you have someone who obviously cares a good amount for you. Like, I mean, obviously you guys are married, so let's hope they do. And you're gonna have like, I'm very curious. I'm going to pull a card for you guys because I'm just so curious. The Wheel of Fortune. The other piles I didn't have to choose as much. But it's kind of like when they're around, things will be very exciting and very like fast paced, and you'll just feel very lucky. And it'll seem like they just know so much about everything. And they're very skilled and very talented, so you don't have to really worry about too many things regarding that area. Maybe they're in the military or something. That could be a thing, because I don't know. There's tons of jobs where you can travel for. You could be like a flight attendant or something like that. You could travel, or pilot, but or on a cruise line or something like that. But there's tons of jobs you can definitely travel for. But it's just kind of like really fast moving person, very high energy. I think at some point you'll want to just sort of come along, even if they'll just kind of want to be by themselves with traveling. They just really enjoy that. They really like their own company. Like I said, this person is like very, very independent. I'm trying to find, because I don't want this to sound like horrible, like this person just loves leaving you alone. Like, go ahead. I'm just trying to find, let's see why you'll kind of want this sort of marriage. Okay, the Knight of Cups. Oh, okay, so they're very like charming, sweet, want to entertain you, very kind, bring lots of gifts, very romantic. They kind of make you feel special. That's what the Knight of Cups does. They're here to sort of make you feel special. Be that sort of Prince Charming, that, you know, knight in shining armor, that person coming in on the white horse or something like that. They have that energy and that vibe to them, and they will do all those things like horse and carriage. So they'll come, even if they came back from a trip, they would come back and they try to sweep you off your feet or something like that, or like make you happy in some sort of way, whatever that is that makes you happy. If you like souvenirs, like let's say you're a person who likes scarves or something like that, they'll probably always bring you a scarf back or something like that. This can also sort of be like if you're a person who just likes, I mean, it doesn't really matter what you like, they're just going to bring it back to you. If it's not like a physical thing and it's more like emotional, then they'll try to set up like an atmosphere in which you can express yourself in that way and feel like charmed. I don't know what other word to use other than charmed. Okay. It's just more like this person has the skills to sort of romance someone, charm someone, to make them feel like alive and whatever. This person will sort of like kind of always give you that like butterflies in the stomach feeling, whatever. that's pretty much why you like them for the most part. Like, no one else will pretty much give you that feeling. And then not only that, we have the Five of Pentacles. So it's kind of like saying that what you'll like about them is you'll know that they'll stick with you through thick and thin, okay? That is pretty much the go-to reading of the Five of Pentacles. It doesn't really matter if you think that, let's say if you gained a bunch of weight, they would be like, okay, I don't really care, like that you're going through a rough time, a rough patch for you, but like, doesn't matter, you're still the one for me, okay? Or if you guys felt like you guys weren't making ends meet and it was really hard and there was some sort of struggle, okay, then it doesn't matter, this person's still there. Or if you guys weren't agreeing about things and had a lot of conflicts and arguments, doesn't matter, this person's still there. So you know without a doubt this person is there through, you know, rich or poor, thick or thin. If you guys see differently on things, or like where you guys want to raise your school kids or something like that, like maybe one person wants homeschool or one person wants I don't know, public school, and you guys are willing to like work through that, because that's the thing about the Five of Pentacles. The positive thing is it has to do with people managing to find the positive out of the worst situation. So that is what this person brings, and you'll really admire that ability in this person. So what we have is like an everyday sort of person who will offer to let you see the light, who will be very charming, who's the type of person who believes in being romantic, candles, you know, flowers, like stuff like that. This person is very much like that. They're a person who also does thrive off of discipline and structure, so you can definitely expect a sort of regular schedule from this person. Like, this is the type of person you like, you know, if they say, hey, I'm going to go grocery shopping at 7 a.m. tomorrow, then they will be grocery shopping at 7 a.m. tomorrow. So you can expect that for like a regular day-to-day life. You can also expect this person to be very high energy and like this whirlwind sort of journey, always like trying to think of travel plans and going through and maybe talking about those things and talking about their adventures like overseas or wherever they've been. This person is also someone who is like that Aries energy. So Aries is more like, if they aren't physically active, then they're very vocal and opinionated. So you can expect to to really hear what they have to say on the world, or their thoughts on darker situations. And I say darker situations because we have the Six of Swords, so you can definitely hear their thoughts on, they're probably going to speak a lot about, you know, human suffering or something like that, very like Aquarian energy. And, you know, it's like, okay, they're like, okay, listen to all this kind of, here's the terrible things that are going on in the world, like, here's what I want to do about it, okay? Like, this is kind of their energy like that. And also because the Emperor is like a 4, we know that this person, 4s have to do with very hard working, stability. So this person will pretty much work a regular schedule. Some people kind of make their own schedule. Some people work part-time, whatever. This person is very typical, either like a 9 to 5 or like whatever it is. They're like, I work from this time to this time every single day. It's not like, oh, I work this day Sunday and then I work Tuesday and then sometimes they call me in. No, this is like a very set schedule, okay, every single day. So you can expect that, and you can also expect just a lot of spontaneity when it comes to the gifts, okay? Like, they're going to be very unique and interesting about the sort of gifts that they bring, or the sort of ways they try to impress you. That's their way to be spontaneous, okay? They're not normally that person throughout their career and life, but within their marriage towards you, they'll be that way, especially with the Wheel of Fortune there, okay? So that is all I have for you, pile number 6. I hope this made sense. These readings turned out like really interesting and different than I thought they would with the information given. I was expecting something more light, okay? But ended up being quite interesting, and I hope you enjoyed the reading. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me at Astro-Tarot Research. And don't forget to enter the 2K giveaway, and subscribe, and thank you guys. I will see you next reading. So bye.